Hi all. Today we will discuss about essentials of curriculum. So in the last session we have seen different definitions and varied meanings of curriculum. And this particular presentation I would like to detail about what are the basic essentials for curriculum. It shall be a new curriculum or a curriculum revision. Whatever it is, there are some essential aspects uh, on the basis of which the curriculums are being developed. So, there are four basic foundations for any curriculum. The foundations are theoretical foundations, structural foundations, functional or implementation foundation, and product or outcome foundations. So these are the four basic or major foundations on which, or the pillars on which, any curriculum being developed. So theoretical foundation, structural foundation, functional or implementation foundation, product or outcome foundation. So let us see each of these in detail. So theoretical foundations. So the term theory itself uh, give its meaning what the foundation means or what it stands for. So the theories in different categories such as ideological theory, philosophical theories, the ideology or ideologies. So in country like India, we are our culture or our country merges different kinds of philosophy, not only democracy. We are having idealism, pragmatism, naturalism, existentialism, everything, the parts of everything mixed with democracy. So it's a particular kind of ideology we are having. So ideologies that make us, prompt us to generate a new curriculum or to revise a new curriculum. So such theories, ideological theories, and you already know that the ideology determines the aims of education. The vision of the nation determine the aims of education. So naturally, the ideological theories will come as first, as theoretical foundation. The developmental theories, you are also familiar with different kinds of uh, theories related to child development, learner characteristics, etc. So different stages of learners, whether the learners are uh, children, adolescent or adults. So different kinds of developmental theories are there, and the nature of learning will be different in different group of learners. So such theories, psychological theories especially, deals with development of the learners. Then pedagogic theories, that also you know what are pedagogic theories, and those theories which describes instructional procedure, essential components and processes. So how our instruction process will proceed. So the nature of instruction, principles and nature of instruction is determined by pedagogic theories. So different kinds, category of these theories, ideological theories, developmental theories, as well as the pedagogic theories contribute to the theoretical foundation of the curriculum. So these kinds of theories are essential. So a curriculum is based on this kind of different category of theories. It is the first pillar or first foundation. The second one is structural foundations. The structure, what shall be the structure of the curriculum? So for any curriculum, there shall be certain essential components. the structure is divided by what are the ingredients in the curriculum. That is the components means. When we are making something, cooking something, we are having a list of ingredients. Similarly, a curriculum also should have a set of components or ingredients such as objectives, content, instruction, evaluation. So these are the basic four components for any curriculum, any type of curriculum. So there shall be objectives, there shall be content, there shall be instruction or learning, whatever it is, and naturally there will be assessment. So these four contribute to the component part of any or ingredient part of any curriculum. What are raw material we require to develop a curriculum. That is the components. Then inputs. There are certain inputs for curriculum in the form of subjects, courses, activities. So mainly we are developing curriculum based on certain discipline or subject-centered curriculum most often. And sometimes you are having different courses as input. So for example, in the case of this teacher education programs, we are having different sets of courses. Course on philosophy, course on sociology, course on psychology, theory, research, so and so. So these are different kinds of courses within a curriculum. So all those are inputs to a curriculum, and the type, variety of different kinds of activities, both the teacher as well as the learner activities. All those contribute to how the teacher plan and implement the curriculum, and what are the different kinds of activities that are going to include in the curriculum. All those things are considered as the inputs in curriculum. So there shall be components, then inputs, then organization within. That is organization within the curriculum. That is means sequencing of those processes and activities. Any curriculum having a set of processes as well as activities, and how these things are sequenced within the curriculum. So that sequencing also is a part of this structural foundation. So in structural foundation, we are having different components of curriculum such as objectives, content, instruction and evaluation. Inputs such as subjects, courses, activities, teacher, learner, etc. And organization means sequencing of all these components, elements, activities, processes, etc. within the curriculum. So this is the second pillar or second foundation. That's the structural foundation of curriculum. Then the third one, functional or implementation foundation. So the curriculum is developed or designed for being implemented or being practiced. Make it functional. So in order to make it functional, there shall be needs assessment. What shall be the necessity of a new curriculum? Or is there any requirement of revising a curriculum? So that's meant by needs assessment. We will discuss the details of these aspects in later some other presentation. So for the time being, just we are gathering information from the major stakeholders. For any curriculum, stakeholders shall be students, teachers, administrators, curriculum planners, policy makers. All these are different levels of stakeholders, and the most fundamental are the teacher, learner as well as administrator. So this trio is very significant in the case of the when we are talking about this needs assessment. We need to gather relevant information from all these three, and because all these three group are very significant in making a curriculum functional, a revised one or an entirely new one. So for needs assessment, what we are doing is we can conduct research, or we can gather relevant information from the research already conducted in the areas relevant to our curriculum. There shall be so many research findings, research reports may be there, and we can rely on that also. If those research are inadequate, then we can conduct additional research. We can prepare necessary tools and collect required data for assessing what are the needs of the learners, what are the needs of the teachers, needs of the administrators, as well as the industry field. All these things shall be identified properly, assessed properly before we are going to design a curriculum. So needs assessment is an essential aspect which contribute to the functional or implementation foundation of a curriculum. Then preparations for implementation. That's another key factor which influence the implementation of a curriculum or make it functional. Certain preparations, certain background work is essential. There shall be a pilot test. We have to administer this particular curriculum for in a written form. All curriculums are seem to be very fine products. Only on administration we can get feedback about various aspects, and there shall be some conflicts or contradictions, etc. So in order to identify those, it is essential to conduct a pilot administration to a small group. This designed curriculum shall be administered for a pilot testing before its mass implementation, and that will provide us an insight into how it is being progressed through different semesters or years, or from input to output, etc. And there shall be some training required for teachers and other supporting staff for proper implementation of the curriculum. So a pre-implementation training also is essential. Then the third aspect in functional and implementation is monitoring and review. How this curriculum is running, that is that monitoring. We just monitor the rate of progress, the type of progress, the style of progress of this curriculum, how smoothly it proceeds, or is there any hindrances, is there any conflicts, is there any problems. So all those things shall be carefully reviewed. So there shall be a continuous feedback system shall be there in order to monitor the activities and processes of the new curriculum, as well as to review for any changes, and if we get adequate support, we need to revise the curriculum accordingly. So for monitoring and review, we require necessary tools as well as procedure. Specific tools are there, shall be developed to collect systematic feedback. You know what is a feedback form. You are familiar with feedback form. Even myself shared some feedback form for you. You have responded. Some of you Not yet. So the tools to collect feedback about various aspects of this newly implemented curriculum, and there shall be a specific procedure for collecting and reviewing about this curriculum. All those things, the needs assessment, preparation for implementation, monitoring and review, these contribute to the functional or implementation foundation of curriculum. And the fourth foundation, the fourth pillar is the product or outcome foundations. So what shall be the outcome? What shall be the product? What we will get after successfully completing through a curriculum? That's a question. So that also is highly significant. And this foundation include feedback, collection and analysis. So feedback about the curriculum, not the what kind of feedback we mentioned in the implementation foundation. It is after the completion of this curriculum, the feedback after completion of a curriculum, all the set of courses, the end of a program, the feedback collected at the end of a program about the program, how was it, whether all the goals were realized to the expected extent. Such kind of specific feedback system about the entire curriculum. So regarding implementation foundation, we are talking about continuous feedback collection. This is an end feedback collection. Feedback shall be collected at the end of completion of the program. Then evaluation. Evaluation of curriculum as well as evaluation of contents. Both is there. Feedback and evaluation are two aspects. Feedback is you just collect some opinion, experience from the stakeholders. But in evaluation, we are designing some other set of tools. We have to evaluate the curriculum as well as the outcomes of the curriculum. So there are two category of evaluation. In one category, we evaluate the curriculum as such for its contents and processes regarding the inclusion in the curriculum. How far the content is accurate or significant, and what about the processes, whether all processes shall be successfully implemented. Such kind of evaluation is there. And evaluation of the product or outcome, the finished product, the learners who come along the curriculum, finished it and comes out from the program. What about the quality of and the genuineness of the output, the outcome? How far these learners get benefited by the program. So that's the evaluation of outcome. So both type of evaluation is there. Evaluation of the curriculum for its content and quality. Evaluation of outcome for quality and genuineness. Evaluation of curriculum not for content and quality, content and processes regarding the inclusion. Evaluation of outcome for quality and genuineness. How far genuine the products of the curriculum. And the social utility. How far these outcomes are socially utilizable. Means how much the learners can contribute to the society after completing this particular program. So that's social utility. The productivity. How they can contribute to the productivity of the nation. The integration with the needs of the field. Whether this curriculum is successful in satisfying or solving the issues in the field. So all these are the contribute to the product or outcome foundations of curriculum, such as feedback, evaluation of curriculum and outcomes, as well as social utility. So that's the end of this presentation. Thanks for watching. Thank you all.